Hello everyone. So this little video is for everyone who is contemplating joining ONEtribe for 2026. And of course everybody who is already in ONEtribe and is wanting to rejoin for 2026. ONEtribe is completely transforming, evolving, transcending. And 2026 is going to be its year of transcendence. So in the year of 2026, we're going to be presenting an entirely different curriculum. We're going to take time out and do something completely different from the norm while we rebuild the tribe infrastructure, how it operates, everything's going to change. So the first part of this video, I'm going to be talking about what we're doing in 2026. And then the next part of the video, I'm going to be projecting a little bit into what we will do beyond from 27 on. So really, as I say, 2026 is going to be a year in which we have a special once-off year of transcendence curriculum. Everybody in Tribe will attend the same curriculum. We will have a weekly presentation every Sunday, hosted by myself, in partnership with guest appearances, of course, with Lisa, with Zoe, and with other guests. But we're going to be doing some very, very fun and exciting things. Things that lead to the elevation of your consciousness, that raise your frequency, that awaken you. So we'll be having regular warm seat appearances by tribe members. So we'll be inviting individual tribe members to sit in the warm seat. It's not the hot seat because it's not painful. It's a loving space of real engagement. So perhaps with myself or you know, I might channel an engagement with my spirit guide, with 8, with Adamu. And we will go into where you're at, what you're struggling with, what your issues are, what your questions are, who you really are. So it's a deep encounter in the warm seat. That'll happen from time to time. We will also, in the warm seat where appropriate, do healing. So if you've got something that you're really struggling with and you're sitting in the warm seat, then you will receive live healing, and the tribe will support that. So it should be quite an amazing experience. We will also be doing group healings. There's a lot of pain that you might be struggling with, and others are too, because it's an archetypical wounding. So for example, there's victim trauma. Pretty much everybody has experienced themselves to be a victim. And sometimes those experiences are iterative and layered and so beyond your ability to process that it becomes a trauma and it's a stuck issue. There's perpetrator trauma, which is kind of the opposite side of exactly the same thing. There's all kinds of particular traumas, like the soldier wound. People who have been soldiers or warriors in past lifetimes who are carrying trauma, multi-lifetime trauma, and on and on and on. There's all kinds of archetypical wounding that we can deal with. I also want to do a series of chakra healings. So instead of charging through the chakras, in a 45-minute meditation, to really unpack what's going on in each chakra, take maybe an hour or two to really understand each chakra, what it is, how it operates, and then go and do some real healing on that chakra. Some of you have encountered the Hawkins scale. David Hawkins is a famous author. He has done a lot of work on the levels of consciousness, right the way from the deepest, darkest place of shame. You can't really go lower than shame without actually inverting your soul and becoming really a damaged soul. So you climb the ladder from shame up through, fear and pain and anger and hatred and eventually neutrality, and eventually you get to acceptance, which is the doorway into the higher frequencies of consciousness, and from acceptance up into love and peace, and eventually right the way top to enlightenment. So you can find that graphic or the book on the internet, and you can read about it, but we're going to be doing something special. We're going to take you on a lived experience journey where, in a kind of a meditative state, you are going to inhabit each of those stages and feel what it is and understand what it is. It's a very valuable tool. And we will also be adding our own layer to that, understanding how that interfaces with the different frequencies of consciousness that I talk about. Third density consciousness, basic ego consciousness, fourth density being other responsibility, fifth density being self-responsibility, sixth density being unity consciousness, seventh creator consciousness, and then eventually God consciousness. How does that all interface, and how do we understand these things? And that meditation, I must tell you, friends, when I've done it for people, it's profound. It's intense to live it, to experience it. But we're going to do that. In the year, we're going to climb the Hawkins ladder. There's an incredibly powerful meditation that I'd like to say it's my soul's received transmuted gift to the world. I call it the dawning spell. There is also an evening spell. So the idea is that once you've got it, you can start and end each day with the dawning spell and the evening spell, and this will change your life. This will change your life. Let's put it like that. Incredibly powerful, layered, powerful workings that you do. I call it a spell because it is a kind of magic. It's spiritual magic. It's the highest frequency light magic. And we're going to, you have to build it. I can't just show it to you in one go. You've got to build it. And then you can make it your own and transform it and do what you want with it. So we're going to be doing that, the dawning spell. We'll also be doing energy work. We'll be showing you, if you haven't already done energy work, how to work with your own energy body, how to feel, find, move your own energy. We like to work more with divine energy, than too much with just the own personal energy, because your own energy is a small part, and if you exhaust it, you can make yourself ill. You can hurt yourself with this material, which is why we're very careful about how we teach it. So we work with divine energy. In other words, that which is channeled through you from source. And then we will show you how to move energy between yourself and someone else who's maybe on the other side of the planet, and how we as a group, as a tribe, can move energy around the planet and actually do some planetary activations with our energy work. I will be offering live channelings. That's something that people enjoy. They enjoy hearing from 8 and Adamu particularly, but there are other beings. Father God, Mother Goddess, my own divine self, known as Joy Divine, various other beings who, from time to time, we can have questions and answers and live channelings. Something that people have been very keen on is, we call it Conscious Connections, usually hosted by Lisa. Conscious Connections is where you meet each other. So you take 10 minutes with a random other tribe member and you explore a question together. You share deeply, and then we shuffle the room and you get another person with another question. It's really fun and wonderful engagement. Potentially we'll also have some readers groups. There's my book, The Ascension Papers. There's been a call, people would like to not just read it on their own, but to work through it in a group and be able to have Q&A with me. Lisa has written some marvelous books. Dear Yoni, a book that really opens the door of understanding for a lot of people to like Tantra, conscious sexuality. So we could have a readers group and Q&A with that. I also want to have fun. We've got a whole year. We're going to do some fun. I would like to play divination games and psychic games. So how these work, it's kind of flip sides of the same coin. We will teach you some divinatory techniques or tools, and then you will use those tools, and we'll ask a question and we'll see who gets what. And so you have an opportunity in a controlled environment to explore and test your own natural divinatory abilities. We're all psychic. We absolutely are all psychic. It's just we don't know it, and we don't trust it, and we don't develop it. It's like a muscle that you never use. So every now and again when, oh my goodness, I just knew that, when that sort of thing arises, it surprises you. Well, it shouldn't. We're all psychic. And, once you start opening the door to that, you really start opening the door to your limitless self, the self that your divine self, the being that you truly are when you're not inhabiting this human limited perspective. We'll be doing practical spirituality, things that we can talk about, teach, things that you can do in your life that will really upgrade your life. We will talk about curating your life. What does it mean? The fact that we operate from a place really of received other responsibility. I have the friends I have the family I have the habits and the patterns and the behaviors and the food and the things that I do and the thoughts that I think, and that's just what I have. Well, what if that's not so? What if you can curate all of these things so that everything that's holding you back and keeping you low, lowering your frequency, keeping you in a state of forgetting, can slowly be kind of like a gardener. You can weed them out, and you can fertilize, compost those things and feed the things that really do work for you. Plant new things in your garden that is going to completely change your life. So kind of life curation, and also new habits and patterns to heal your body. When you get right down to it, it's actually all about the body. When we're spiritually awakening, we often make this mistake. We want to be up and out. We want to be in spirit. We want to, go where the angels are. But you have to really get in and through. You have to get into the body. It's all about the body. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into the material. The point is, we're going to be doing some really fun, really exciting, uplifting, positive, beautiful things in 2026. So, I've also got a note here about some of the salons we want to present. There's so many things that people talk about, and we don't really always know exactly what it means, or we make assumptions about what it means. Like, what does it really mean to be self-responsible? Like, what is that actually versus maybe other responsibility? What is spiritual bypass? What is that? And how can we perhaps, once we understand these things, how can we live more effectively, more in alignment with divine will? What is divine will? How can we feel it and find it? What is unity consciousness? What is that really? What does it look like? What does it mean to be living from a place of unity consciousness? What's love? It's like this word love. I mean, it's a foundational word in our consciousness. But what does it really mean to live in a unity conscious, unconditional love community? What does that really look like? You think wait until you really look at it. It can sometimes be quite surprising. People talk about, ego. Well, what really is? What is ego? Where do you find it? How do you correctly live with your ego? And once you got a handle of that, what is spirit? What is soul? All of these things are very interesting topics and can be quite surprising when you really delve into them. Frequencies of consciousness. What's enlightenment? We're all moving towards it. You're on your path. You wouldn't be even watching this video if you weren't on the path. So where are you going? How do you get where you're going if you don't know where it is? So that's the kind of thing. That's really what we're doing in 2026. a time out for Tribe because we were doing something quite different. We were, each year people would arrive and there would be a curriculum for them and they'd work through that curriculum and move on to the next curriculum. So we would start with Deep Body Wisdom, Lisa's course. And Lisa presented that for the first time last year. This year that's now closing, 2025, she presented that. And it's been an amazing journey. But so much, everything we've done has been beta testing. We've been flying by the seat of our pants. So Lisa's Deep Body Wisdom and my Dreamer Awake, we've learned so much by presenting them. And we want to completely reshoot, remake the videos so that they can kind of live on into posterity. So we need time out to do that. So while we are presenting the year of transcendence that I've just been talking about, we will also be remaking, re-recording, reproducing in a beautiful studio environment with great quality equipment, doing it right. We will also be completely revamping the where the tribe interacts with itself. Up until now, for the first 2 years, we've had one Telegram channel. Telegram's great for certain things, but it's proven itself to really not be ideal for this purpose. It's too limited. So instead of having a Telegram channel, we are wanting to launch an entirely new platform. So you can think of it like a website on steroids. An actual platform where you, as a tribe member, you come along and you have your own little your own profile. Kind of think like Facebook. You've got your profile where you can share whatever's in your heart. You can put that there, and then we will also have a forum. So if there's a topic that interests you, something's come up for you that's fascinating to you, you can post it on the forum. Talk about what you think about it, get interaction, have other tribe members come along and share and interact with you. And the forum will have tiers. It will be separated out so that there are different kinds of interactions. One of the things we've learned in the 2 years that we've been running is that not everybody is the same. I mean, that seems obvious. But even when your parameters are, as ours have been, we want a tribe of people who are at least self-responsible, moving into unity consciousness and creator consciousness. So self-responsible souls. So I imagined that you could everybody who's in that bucket is going to get on great. But people are in different places in their lives. There are people who have different levels of kind of wounding and trauma. People who need perhaps a much gentler, slower approach to their awakening, to their spirituality, who are really just wanting to share in upliftment and connection and stabilize their nervous system, stabilize their energy body in a loving environment. That's a very different set of interactions than people who are in a place where they want to go shadow hunting. They want to, actively go in there and find their deepest wounds and traumas and bring them up to that's a very robust kind of an interaction. So if you try and mix the pots, what you often have is people who belong in the first part find themselves in the second part and they re-traumatize themselves and it's not productive. So we're going to have different sections, different areas for different kinds of engagement. A complete revamp is what I'm talking about with a web portal rather than relying solely on Telegram. Telegram can do what it does best. It can just be for quick updates. Instant messaging kind of quick updates. So the tribe is really in transformation. It's really changing. And what this means is while we've been really a small, intimate gathering space, once we've engaged these transformations, tribe can really grow. The way it has been set up, it perforce, it had to stay small and intimate, and there's something beautiful about that. But there are a lot of people out there in the world that really need what we're doing. There are a lot of people that need belonging, that need connection, that, I've been a healer, a spiritual healer for more than 10 years. I don't know, maybe 15 years now. I have seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients over thousands of sessions. And the thing that I hear over and over again, people come to me and they say to me, you're the only one that gets me. I don't know anybody that I can have these kinds of conversations with. So they're wanting to just talk to me, because I don't think they're crazy when they talk about their past lives, or their kind of their star seed connection, their nascent recollections of life on other planets, or even just the things that are happening in this world. They have a perspective on it because they are awakening, because they're moving into higher frequencies, and everybody around them that they know is stuck in the narrative, is stuck in lower frequency, and they feel profoundly alone and disconnected. So tribe is the place for all of us to find connection, to find belonging, and people that have been in tribe for a year or two at this point have found in tribe, have found a kind of family. People, we have these pods. If you're in a pod, you're in a pod. We'll be adding and creating new pods in 2027. But people find that they love their pod members. It feels like the family that they've never had very often. Kind of soul family. People are finding that. So this is not something that I want us to just keep to ourselves. This is something that I would like to open up to the world, and have everybody in the whole world that wants to belong to a tribe, if we are the right flavor for them, that there's a place for them. So in order for that to happen, well, we have to change. We have to upgrade. We need this new platform. We need to be doing things completely differently, which is what we're preparing for. So that's what's happening in 2026. So if that sounds interesting to you, come and join the tribe. If you aren't already a member, you can sign up down below. You can pay your annual fee once off, or you can pay it off, on a month by month basis, whatever makes you happy. But come and join the tribe. There is also this possibility, if you're interested but not yet ready to be fully a part of the tribe, you can sign up for Tribe of Light. Tribe of Light is like Tribe Light. You don't fully join, but you can attend events. And the way to sign up for Tribe of Light is just to sign up for the newsletter, and we'll tell you, whenever we're doing something, what we're doing. And there's a donation basis for which you can attend. Intermittent events, special Tribe of Light events, and you can see what it's like and get a feel for it, and then perhaps join us next year or sometime in the future. So that is what I wanted to share with you. I'm extremely excited. It's been challenging up until now. It's the founders, Lisa and Zoe and I, have been doing doing this all alone, but now we have a tribe, so now we have co-creators, and we're going to be pulling people in to assist us with the dreaming and the scheming and the visioning and the creating. And in 2027 we will have new structures. We will have moderators for our new forum. We will have a tribe ethics and good behavior committee, so that there's a place for you to go to if you see something going on in tribe that you think is not okay. We will also have a shadows and triggers support group, so that if you really are struggling with something, whether inside of tribe or out in the world, if you're struggling, if you're being triggered, if your shadows are coming up and you don't know how to process this stuff, which you don't, until you've learned how do you process your traumas? So there'll be a place for you to go to, and so on and so on. We're building structures out of the tribe members, so tribe members becoming co-creators in all of this. So I'm extremely excited, and if this is for you, please sign up below, and I look forward to getting to know you. I look forward to making tribe with you. Until we speak again, I love you all with a heart of oneness. Goodbye.